Hey guys, what is up? So I want to present you guys with kind of like an interesting video here. It's a video that I didn't really expect myself to be making. But first things first, before we get on to like the main point of the video here, I wanted to add this in here real quick. It's a bit of news, and it kind of doesn't warrant its own video and stuff like that, but I thought I would add it in because it is pretty interesting. And it is good to know. So, what we got going on here, guys, is a tweet from Pokemon Go, and they're basically saying that there is an extension when it comes to getting the regionals from 7-kilometer eggs. Now, the regionals are, of course, from Gen 1. They consist of Farfetch'd, Kangaskhan, Mr. Mime, and Tauros. Now, originally, I believe this was supposed to have ended either on the 30th of September, so today, or tomorrow on the 1st of October, but this has actually been extended to the 8th of October, so if you guys haven't yet got your regionals from the 7-kilometer eggs, well, now you got more time, ladies and gentlemen, and this is actually pretty hype, because as someone that loves hatching eggs, like, this is actually pretty damn awesome. So, with that being said, if you guys are hyped about that, then, you know, comment down below, let me know, and all that good stuff. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's proceed to the main point here of the video. Alrighty, so, to be honest with you, I never ever expected that something like this would happen, especially to what many people, including myself, consider to be the best ever Pokemon Go player in the world, known as Brandon Tan. Now, with that being said, it says right here, top Pokemon Go player has account suspended for violating terms of service. So, okay, but what the question is, what exactly did he do to violate the terms of service? Hopefully this article here will kind of break things down and will kind of give us some answers. Now, I just want to say right now that I have a lot of respect for Brandon Tan. In fact, like, he's actually kind of an inspiration to me and my brother. So, okay, a little bit of a backstory here. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to get to the point here. Back when Kyogre was out for the first time in Pokemon Go, it was very early this year. Kyogre is my favorite Gen 3 legendary Pokemon, right? Has a lot of memories, especially in my childhood and stuff like that. I remember I was in the Cave of Origin in Pokemon Sapphire. I would spend countless school nights, you know, trying to catch Kyogre before it pummeled my team to a pulp, you know? And then came more sleepless school nights after catching it and training it up to level 100 by beating the Elite Four and the champion over and over again. So Kyogre's got a very special place in my heart, you know? So the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is that, you know, back when I had just the one account, right, myself and my brother, you know, my brother is 12, I think like 11 or 12 hours apart from me. Like, he lives in Singapore, I live in Nova Scotia, Canada, right? So the thing is that, you know, given how much Kyogre means to me, and given how, you know, how much my brother's willing to go out of his way for me and all that stuff, he, you know, did so many Kyogre raids, okay? He did so many Kyogre raids to the point where we had ourselves hundreds of Kyogres just on my account alone, but, you know, he also raided with his as well. And, you know, I end up saying to him, it's like, man, it's like you went Brandon Tan mode or something like that. What the hell? Like, that's just awesome. So, you know, one night I'm working, and he shoots me a message. He's like, so I'm gonna go to bed now, but, you know, check your game there real quick. I got a little something for you. As soon as I click on 100 IV Kyogre, I'm just like, holy shit, I was losing my mind. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, this is absolutely insane, right? And the thing is that he went out of his way and wouldn't stop until he got me 100 IV Kyogre on my account, which is exactly what he did. And I'm just like, jeez, man, this was just, it was like one of the it was one of the biggest moments, you know? Like, even to this day, I am still utterly speechless when it comes to, you know, what he was willing to do, you know, the amount of time that he put in to, you know, getting me that Kyogre, the amount of money that he put in, all that stuff, you know, we both put in a lot of money for Kyogre, you know, but he was able, like, he just, oh my god, he ended up putting in so much effort and time and all that stuff, so I ended up going all the way with that Kyogre, obviously, and, you know, I trained it up, you know, it's a maximum level that there is, you know, level 40, over 4,000 CP and all that stuff. you know, it's one of my go-to guys when it comes to gym battles, when it comes to raids. So anyways, like, in a nutshell, you know, my brother Jason kind of reminded me of Brandon Tan with how hard he went at the Kyogre raids, and Brandon Tan, you know, goes hard at raiding on a daily basis. Well, up until the point where he got suspended, and I'm just like, wow, like, this was actually huge news. Like, so many people in the community were talking about this. So, with that said, guys, let's actually go ahead and let's scroll down here and see what we got going on here. So, it says a famous Pokemon Go player has recently had this account suspended by Niantic for breaking the rules of the popular mobile game. According to Nintendo Soup, Singapore-based player Brandon Tan made a name for himself by becoming the best Pokemon Go player in the world. As committed to the cause as he is, it also appears that he's been caught out, or something like that, for violating the game's terms of service. Okay, like, that's obvious right there. But we have ourselves a tweet right here that, you know, he was basically saying that, you know, it was more or less like, you know, not too much a big deal, like he was okay with it, but, you know, he's not entirely sure if he's going to come back to the game, you know, depending on if he finds another game that he wants to play in that period of time of his suspension. Now, with that being said, we actually have ourselves some details down here. So, in regards, ladies and gentlemen, to the details of his suspension, why he got suspended, stuff like that. So, the player had reportedly been selling Pokemon online for as much as $400 and is also in possession of more than 5 Pokemon Go accounts. Okay, so, you know, technically speaking, you know, having multiple accounts is against the rules, but honestly, who doesn't have multiple accounts these days? I mean, I'm someone that's got 3. I will wholeheartedly admit to that, you know, like that. I literally got nothing to hide when it comes to Pokemon Go. I mean, ask me anything, and I'll tell you straight up, man. Like, I'll tell you straight up, you know, have I tried spoofing before? Yes, I have. But have I failed miserably at it? Yes, I have, because I can't spoof for shit. But here's the thing. Is that this isn't about me, but if, you know, you got any questions to ask me, feel free to ask. I'll tell you anything that you want to know about me and my Pokemon Go career, right? So, Tan allegedly became an easy target for Niantic when he made all of this information publicly available online. This includes promotion of his Mewtwo services via Twitter, and as you're seeing right beside me is a screenshot of it. Yeah, I'll admit, you know, spending hundreds of dollars for a rating service is a bit steep, but it's your money. You know, feel free to do what you want. I personally, you know, would go out and raid by myself, but, you know, at the same time, I do understand if, you know, you got, you know, work and all that stuff, you got family stuff, but you really want to have progress in your game, you know, or if you don't have enough players in your area, or, you know, if you don't have any gyms or enough gyms in your area, you know, then, you know, I can kind of, you know, begin to understand why you would go to someone else for rating services and all that stuff. But here's the thing, you know, it's all in the eyes of the holder. It really is up to you to decide, you know, whether you think it's a good idea or not. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below, guys. So, anyways, he was offering to trade the rare Pokemon for a high price to his 26,000 followers. So, yeah, I gotta say, you know, me personally, I would, you know, go out and raid the Pokemon myself, but, you know, then again, it's like, if memory serves, the condition of, you know, his services was that he wouldn't stop raiding until he got you a Pokemon of a desired IV if you requested it. But basically, you know, the higher the IVs or, you know, whatever, then, like, the more you would have to pay out and stuff like that. Now, obviously, you'd get to keep all the candy and all the rewards that go along with it, you know, because it's in the game and it's not tradable and all that stuff. But, I mean, you know, it's still good that, you would get, like, the bonuses and stuff like that from the raids, but, you know, you gotta make it worth the bang for your buck, so to speak, right? So, with that said, a few days later, prior to his suspension, Tan tweeted about how he had completed 485 Mewtwo raids this week, participating in an average of 69 raids a day from 6 a.m. through 9:30 p.m. God damn! Are you absolutely kidding? Like, seriously? Nearly 500 raids in a week for Mewtwo? Like, oh my god. That is insane. Like, I got to give it up to you there, man. I tip my hat to you if I was wearing one, but I mean, damn, like, that is dedication right there. Like, that is crazy. And here's the thing, is that it's basically to him, you know, a full-time job, making it even more surprising he would publicly violate the rules and put himself at risk like this. Well, okay. On one hand, it's like, yeah, it's like he done messed up big, like when he, made his, when he blew his cover, so to speak, right? But then again, it's like, he was advertising his services because, like he wanted to get it out there, he wanted to, extend his reach to other Pokemon Go players that would be interested in his service. But here's the thing, is that, I'm beginning to think that, something might have happened here where maybe there was, like, enough complaints and enough reports against Brandon Tan that Niantic actually had a real look into it and, decided, yeah, like, he's violating our rules, time to suspend him, click. And I'm just like, okay, so I'm thinking that's probably what happened, because he has been doing these services, like, he's offered these services for quite a while, and has no consequences befall onto him. So, I'm kind of thinking that, someone had come across this tweet and had decided to report him. Maybe it was someone big, I don't even know, but this is just absolutely crazy. Oh, man, like, I got mixed feelings about this. Like, I'm kind of sad that Brandon got suspended, because he is the #1 Pokemon Go player in the world. I mean, I know, like, okay, personally speaking, I like to joke around, with my brother, with my friends, saying that, I'm the best Pokemon Go player in the world, but nah, see, here's the thing, is that if you, look on Brandon's Twitter and, you see, like, a bunch of screenshots of his accomplishments and all that stuff, and, Trainer Tips Nick, with, like, his videos on him and stuff like that, you would see clear as day that Brandon Tan is undoubtedly the best and the most dedicated Pokemon Go player in the world. Like, you can't dispute that, right? But he's been suspended for 30 days, so that's pretty. I gotta say, like, at least it was only for 30 days. So, I mean, he very easily could get back into playing that account, once his 30-day suspension is up. But I guess that remains to be seen until then, But yeah, honestly, though, this is pretty massive. Like, this is massive Pokemon Go community news. So leave your thoughts down below. Honestly, what my thoughts are, I got mixed feelings. I mean, I think, honestly, Brandon, he kind of did, I guess he did, end up, eventually, getting himself busted, but I don't know. I have a bit of a different take, a bit of a different outlook when it comes to, how you play Pokemon Go. I mean, here's the thing, is that, these services can very easily be rejected with a simple no, but if you agree to the terms of his services and you go along with it, well, that's kind of on you, because, like, you agreed to it to begin with, and if, somewhere down the road you're unhappy, you want your money back, that's not how it goes, because he took time out of his day to raid on your account, and of course, yeah, like, maybe his prices are a bit steep, they're a bit high and all that stuff, but I mean, the thing is that it all boils down to RNG. Like, there was, I believe it was like, you could get 100 IV Mewtwo for, I think, like $400 or $500, I can't exactly remember off the top of my head, but the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is that he would have to raid as many times as he could in order to get that 100% for you. It could be as little as 10 Mewtwo raids, it could be as large as 100 Mewtwo raids. Point being, you would be committed to getting getting your client that 100 IV Mewtwo until you got it. Doesn't matter how many raids you would do. You could say, oh, well, I did 100 raids for you and I got, like, 296s and like 398s. The person asked for 100 IV Mewtwo, you have to commit to that kind of thing. So, I mean, I can appreciate and really respect the commitment that he's willing to put out for his clients. And, it kind of makes a little bit more sense as to why he would charge so much, because you got, take transportation into consideration, you got to take in-game currency into consideration, things like that, gas, all that stuff. So, I mean, I can kind of understand, but at the same time, like, I mean, hey, if you got the money for it, then, you do you, right? But, I mean, if it's at all possible, just stick to doing your own raids, but, at the same time, I still have a lot of respect for Brandon Tan. He is an inspiration, not just to my brother, but to myself as well. So I hope to see, better come of this situation, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. I really don't know what else I can say here at this point, so leave your thoughts down below. Have a good night, guys.